Come on, counting down, the signal ignites. Static breaks through the edge of the night. No turning back, innovation attacks. The fuse is lit, stand clear of the blast. Pressure rising, engines scream, cutting through like a laser beam. This is the future, breaking fast. Lock it in, it's time to blast. Blast off. Shockwave, tearing through. Explosions of the new, break the old in two. Blast off. Coreware, leading charge. CoreBLAST, the future hits hard.
Okey, are you going to hit hard today?
I'm going to hit very hard today, hopefully.
Walls come down, the limits erased. Every step forward redefines the space. Underground rumble, now the moment's amassed. History shakes when the blast comes to pass. It's a blast. The countdown zero. It's a blast. From sparks to heroes. It's a blast. No rules, no past. Exploding forward in a core blast. Blast off. Shockwave, tearing through. Explosions of the new, break the old in two. Blast off. Coreware, leading the charge. CoreBLAST, the future hits hard. It's a blast. The countdown zero. It's a blast. From sparks to heroes. It's a blast. No rules, no past. Exploding forward in a core blast. Blast off. Shockwave, tearing through. Explosions of the new, break the old in two. Blast off. Coreware, leading the charge. CoreBLAST, the future hits hard. The future hits hard.
Had to get the whole scream in, all right?
Had to get it.
Okey, I wanted to get us fired up because I know you're going to be talking about something that everyone is interested in, which is work orders. Work orders are a huge deal, especially for a gun store, gun range, when you do work, right?
Yes, absolutely. Gun store, gun range, gunsmith. You know, we have a lot of clients that are just, at home gunsmiths too. So it is a big component to our software. And I know a lot of people have been waiting to see what's coming for the work orders. And I know I've kind of been, I don't want to say dragging my feet, but I'm trying to get everything perfect. But I know there's going to be changes in the future. So work orders, we want to, basically what we're going to cover today is I'm going to go over the onboarding wizard again for those of you who weren't around last week, as I have that pushed live and it's now available on the new Coreware app to set up your service section. And then I want to move into work orders and the direction we're moving with the work order system inside of Coreware. So I think there's going to be a lot of good information. And I'm hoping to get the work orders stuff pushed out live to everyone here after a little more testing for the compliance side, so we can make sure everything's checked off and good to go on that side. Joel, it's looking great where you're at, nice and warm.
Do you like my new background? You can't even tell it's fake, can you?
You can't even put your arm through it. Yeah, no, that's great.
Look at that. It's got depth and everything. It's really cool.
I don't know what grass looks like or feels like anymore. I don't think so. So
you know what? I'm gonna take my shoes off so I can stand barefoot while we're doing this.
Oh, get grounded.
Get a little grounding in.
Yeah.
I never wanted to be grounded as a kid, but as I get older, I'm like, please ground me.
please. Oh.
So tell me when you're ready. Okay, I'm gonna throw the screen up, and I'm probably gonna mute myself because no one needs to hear me, and I want you to wow our socks off.
let's just jump right in then. I'm good. We'll go ahead and throw up the screen. So the first thing I'm going to cover here, folks, is underneath the service section of your Coreware platform. You will see the settings component here to get you to the configuration wizard. Now, what this is going to let you do is it's going to allow you to leverage the AI inside the system. So you guys can go ahead and, oh, I guess I clicked on the link, 1 second. So you guys can go ahead and use this to help set up your information. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit configure setup. And I want to take a look here real quick, and we'll just go ahead and build it custom with Corey. So you can see that I have a bunch of stuff already in here. I'm just going to go ahead and start fresh.
Welcome back.
So let me do that. And we're going to start from brand new slate for everyone. So if you come into your onboarding wizard, you can go ahead and build this with Corey. So we'll go ahead and click that. And last time we were in here, I did just a quick setup. We're going to actually use...
Welcome. Ori and Delp, you get your new service hub set up the right way. Service hub.
I'm going to mute that. We're just going to use Corey to go ahead and help us set this up so you guys can see how this is going to work. So the first question, he's going ahead and explaining what the service hub is and what kind of business do you operate. So I'm going to just go ahead and say this is just a retail operation. And as we talk to our wizard here, it's going to go ahead and build our settings for us. So you can see on the left-hand side, it's going ahead and building our business profile of retail. Now it wants to know, got it. I'll turn the volume back on here. So it wants to know, we run a retail business, helps me suggest the setups, the best setup that fits you. Let's talk about your team. Who handles your customer questions, your requests or issues in your store? I'm going to say we have a customer service team. Is the team. And once again, as we talk to our
thanks
here,
customer service will handle requests coming in.
It's going to go ahead.
Who leads the customer service
Corey,
team?
quit cutting me off. So it wants to know who's leading the customer service team, and you can see it's pulling up employees that exist in our platform. So I can go ahead and say, Josh Okey leads the team. Corey's going to go ahead and do some work for us here.
Great. Josh Okey is the leader for customer service. Who else is on the customer service team?
So you can see on the left-hand side, it's created me as the lead for customer service. And now who else is on here? Let's say, I'm just going to make someone up. We'll say Corey Okey, which is my son, and not the reason the AI is named Corey, just so everyone knows.
But Corey, your son is named...
I do not see Corey Okey in your system yet. Do you have an email address for Corey? I will create their profile when we apply. Afterwards, go to Contacts, open the Employees section, find their name, and create a login from their record. Should Josh Okey also get new customer requests in the regular rotation, or only jump in for escalations?
Now, what were you saying, Joel? Since Corey was rude?
No. Hey, in all seriousness, I'm going to pop us back on the screen because I want to say something directly into the camera. This may seem like, why does the thing need to talk to me or whatnot? But I guarantee you a process like this is a lot smoother and easier for you to understand if you're literally having a conversation. You're not like typing back and forth. Now I'm to the point now where if I want to do something and I know how to do it really quickly, I'm just going to type. I don't need to hear Corey talk to me. But beginning, you really listen to Corey because he's literally giving you instructions. And sometimes I listen faster than I read. So this is a really good feature of Corey is its voice. And I know he sounds really smooth. It makes me sometimes want to go get a drink and maybe take a nap. But Okey, in regards to Corey's voice, can our users change his voice?
Yeah. So
okay.
On the screen,
and we can do, does that have to do with the onboarding? Because we can do that, a specific one on how to set their Corey up at a later date. I just wanted to know if that was possible.
Yeah. So just in our onboarding wizard, I simply just have a selection, a drop-down box. If you show my screen, it's just right at the top, and it has a list of some defaults in there. Now I know behind the scenes we are working to give Corey, a personality that you guys can configure. So maybe you want them to speak a certain way all the time, etc. That's going to be available for you guys. Me personally, I've just listened to the wizard so much this last week that I do come in here and just mute him, and I just use the prompts and talk to him.
Right.
But you can see here at the bottom, it wanted to know what Corey's email address was and if Josh Okey should get requests along with everyone else. And I said, yes, Josh should be included in the rotation. So if I go ahead and hit enter here, it's going to, once again, prompt it, and it's going to create that user record.
I have Corey Okey's email noted for setup, and Josh will be included in the regular rotation for new requests. Now let's set up the types of requests you want to handle. For your retail business, common work categories are things Errol support. Order IOPS of customer requests should people be able to submit through your service portal or chat widget.
It got a little confused with the quotation marks there. But it's wanting to know, hey, what are some categories you want to establish for different request types? In an e-commerce situation, you might want to have, product inquiry, maybe order notices, that kind of stuff. So what I'm going to say is I just want general support. General support is the type we need. And the system's smart enough to know just to set up that one type. Or if you say I need 3 of them. Oh no, I hit a snag. So let's try this again.
Great, narrow support request type that customers can submit online.
All right. So we get our general support request type that they can sit online. Are there any other types? And I'm just going to say, nope, we're just using just general support. That's fine for now. And it's going to go ahead and should create this request type for me, which it does on the left-hand side. And now it's asking us, okay, are these going to be internal? Are we going to add an internal type only? An internal type in the system is, let's say, like an admin request. So maybe I need someone to order me a new computer or whatnot. I don't want the customers to have access to submitting those type of requests. I'm just going to say there are, next, do you have any request types that should be, is everything customer facing? I'm just going to say everything is customer facing. And we should go on to the next section here. So it's going to walk you through each one of your, basically each one of your props, each one of your required statuses and settings here. And there we go. So all retypes are going to be customer facing. Now it wants to know what kind of statuses do you want for that request type of general support. So you can see that it's really helping you fine tune your business here and get this set up quickly and efficiently instead of going through each section, setting it up, linking it manually. You can use Corey and leverage that information. So I'm just going to say those steps work because new, in progress, waiting on customer, and done. That's really, what we use. We have a new case come in. We have something that's in progress, and that's what we're going to work on. When we send a reply back, we want it to go to waiting for customer. And then once you're done with it, done just makes perfect sense. When a request is marked waiting on customer, should this pause your response clock timer since you're waiting for the customer to reply? I'm going to say no pause, or I can just say no. You don't have to be that direct with it. Just answer the question, yes or no, and it's going to move on to the next, once again, the next thing. So it should set up our statuses for us on the left. We see the new in progress waiting on customer. Now it wants to ask a clarifying question because it thinks done is kind of ridiculous as just the name. So do you want to do done, closed, or resolved, or something else? I'm going to say, let's go ahead and use resolved. That makes more sense to me. I know this issue is resolved. The ticket could be done. It could be closed, whatever you want to name it, completely up to you. But it's going to help you, like I said, tailor your business and your setup for you guys. So now it wants to know we have urgency levels, low, medium, and high. Should high urgency request visually pulse? I'm just going to say, let's just do low, medium, and high. I don't really care if it pulses. I'm sure it's going to ask me that again. Should they? I'm going to say no, keep it simple. I don't really care. But that is a great visual indicator for your team when there is a critical issue or something, if you are using priorities for that, hey, this has to be jumped on. And what it does is it makes your your request card, your ticket come in, and it makes it pulse and just very easily noticeable. All right, we're going to keep it simple. Now, when a general support request comes in, where should it go? Should it rotate among the whole customer service team or just one specific person? Rotate among the team. I want everyone to have an equal workload when they're logged in. So how the system works is you can go ahead and you can say, okay, these request types go to one person, or these request types round robin amongst the team that you have assigned up here in your team. So when a request comes in, it's going to go between Josh Okey and Corey Okey. And then it wants to know, do you have any response time goals? Is it the same day? Is it the next business day, 2 days a week? None. I'm going to say it's next business day. So by the next business day, I want to have my customer a resolution is what this is asking. So now you can see that, thanks, I got it resolved general questions. Let's talk about customer updates. Which emails should go out? I don't need, let's see, I don't need any notifications. So in the system, you can set up, once again, when a request comes in, to notify the customer that you received it. When you respond, let the customer know you responded, and when it's resolved. There's also, a handful of other notifications you can configure, just depending on what your business wants to send the customer and leave out there. So really comes down to what you guys are looking for. So I think I might have got Corey a little confused here. Oh, there we go. Understood. No notifications. There will be sent out. These are all the setup questions. Do you want to review everything? So we can easily see that everything got set up on the left. No customer notifications are going out. Response time goals, resolve in 1 day, your priorities, etc. You simply go ahead, hit review and apply setup, and it's going to show you your different settings that will be created. So it gives you a visual too, so you can see exactly what's being created. We'll go ahead and hit apply, and this should take us to our Your Live page, which from here you can embed on your website. So if you click this, you'll get your direct embed codes, etc. We will eventually have just quick buttons where you can click that and it'll embed it automatically for you. Now that that's all set up, you can see here my request types. If I go ahead and take a look at them, I can see the general support was created. If I go look at the contacts here, let's see if it made Corey Okey for me, which was an employee that didn't work before. If we take a look at contacts, there's Corey Okey, and he's tagged as employee. So, Joel, I mean, very simple to go through and set up your service module. Like I said, that is live. So if you guys want to set up your request types for e-commerce, etc., you guys can use that to help you facilitate that. And if you have any questions, our support team and us are here to help you. So that's pretty much it for the onboarding wizard.
So real quick,
yeah.
When you do that, obviously you can go in and tweak things later, right?
Yeah, I can go back. So it's additive. I want to be very clear on that.
Right.
You can go back and add new stuff. I do not want people using it to delete stuff because it could be tied to a request that's already been entered, etc. So it will, if you try to remove something, it's going to give you a warning that it can't do that, and it's going to give you the steps to go in and remove that request type manually. I just wanted to have a fail safe in there. Yes.
Yeah. So don't
Put that
start
in the wrong
removing
hands.
stuff. Yeah, that's like giving Corey a lobotomy, and we don't want to do that.
Yeah. No, it's very important. But you can see, Joel, I mean, that would have probably, I know, talking back and forth, it seems like it maybe took us a little time, maybe 5-10 minutes. But
right,
if I was going in and establishing a team from scratch, setting up the request type, setting up the routing, I mean, there's so much. I don't want to say so much, but there's clicking involved. There's jumping to different menus. And this is just letting you use your brain and have a conversation with an expert and help you set it up just from there, just from a combo, which is very important.
Yeah,
absolutely. The big thing is, I know why people are here are to see the work orders. Let's see what's coming for the work order side, and how are we carrying over work orders to our new platform, our new era of Coreware. Well, it is a big thing. So I kind of want to get started there, and I want to walk everyone through a normal gunsmithing ticket or just a work order in general. And then I'll have some other just common things that I've heard asked or we've run into in the past to kind of go over those processes.
Awesome.
So if you want to, thanks, Van Gogh. Van Gogh says he's here to see me. I don't know if you've seen that, Joel. He's here to see me though.
Hey, Van Gogh, your meeting's a little later though.
Oh, excellent. So here's our, you'll notice this is our request screen. So I have a work orders tab. I've actually hidden the other tabs. You can go ahead and, narrow that down. Maybe you're only going to do work orders, so you don't need to see the request side, etc. But you come into work orders and you can see that I have some previously created ones that we'll jump into and just take a look. But let's just start with creating one. So let's say, Joel, new customer walks in, or a customer, doesn't have to be a new customer, and they want to go ahead and start a work order process with you. We can go ahead and say, well, let's not use Touch Dash. Let's use a real customer. I think there's a John in here somewhere. Yeah, excellent. So we'll use John Smith here, and we're going to go ahead and create the work order. So you'll notice that this looks more like a work order screen. I don't know if people have seen the old one that I had going. It really wasn't efficient for us. So when you come in, you're going to notice you have your location selector. Your statuses will appear here, and I automatically start at estimate. You have priorities like all other requests, and then you have who this ticket is assigned to. Now, this could be a technician, it could be a controller, maybe you have a manager that manages the tickets. However you want to do that, that really comes down to your workflow on who gets assigned the request. You'll see the customer information right in front of you, the email, address, phone number, etc. And a new thing people aren't used to will be this approval section here, and we'll take a look at how that works. So let's say I came in, Joel, and I have a firearm. So we can go ahead and hit add item. You'll see that the item type is general and non-firearm, or we have the firearm designations behind the scenes. So I'm going to say this is a pistol. You also could scan the barcode up at the top, and it's going to populate this information for you if this is a record that exists in your system for that item or that model. So we'll go ahead, we'll throw a serial number in. Manufacturer, I'm just going to use Glock today because it's just easy for me. I don't know a lot about guns, people, so please forgive me. I shoot them. I don't own them. I probably should. But
oh my gosh, why would you tell everyone that?
I know.
That's what people say that have a whole safe full of guns, by the way.
Well, come over. We'll see if we have a full safe or not. So we'll go ahead. We'll fill out the caliber, the action. So you'll see that these are required items for the bound book. So we'll go ahead and say it's a single action, and then you have your optional details. Now at the bottom, what is your reported issue? I'm going to say gun goes pew instead of bang. So I'm going to go ahead and add that, and you'll see right here on the main screen that it's added a work order item. You'll see that it's pending. And what that means is that it's pending approval. You have the bound book section. And I'll come right back to that because that is important. And then you have the information here for your serial number, manufacturer, etc., the reported issue, the Tony, I'm not moving to California, the diagnosis here, so we can go ahead and your tech can put in that information. And then you have an internal notes section, which won't print on the customer-facing invoices. At the bottom, great feature here. So if you go ahead and hit QR, this will actually generate a QR code. You could send your client, maybe they're not in front of you. Maybe they want to scan that and go take pictures of their product. So if you send them this link,
Can I do it real quick?
It's not good. Okay, let me say it won't work. It's not going to work on my testing. It will work on live though. I know it works there.
You know what, man? I'm literally leaving.
I'm sorry, but yes, you can scan that. You can scan that, and your customer can take pictures of their product, or you can send them the link, and they can take pictures of their product right there which will come back over and attach. And I'll just take a picture of myself for now. But it'll go ahead and attach those attachments right to the work order. Now, coming back up here, you can see that it shows that there's one attachment for this product, and it's still pending, like I said. So we know, guys, when work orders come in, a lot of the times they're going to be an estimate. You know, you want to wait for the customer to approve, to sign off, etc., before you start any work on that. So what you can do now is if I click on the parts tab, and let's say I need some gun cleaner for this, we can go ahead and add the gun cleaner. And then you'll see here that you see what's in stock, what's available, what's on order, whatever you're allocating to this work order, and the price. You also can view the product and get right into the details, or if you click edit, you can make changes to quantity, price, etc. here. And then special order, which will put this into your receivings for you and let you order this product if you need to. So from here, now we can add labor. So what we're doing, guys, is we're building this estimate for the customer. So I want to say service labor. Actually, I think I just called it labor. And I have a standard rate of $75 an hour, and it automatically assigns the technician that has the request. You can, however, switch that to a different technician. So maybe, Joel, you have 3 technicians that are doing different type of work on this firearm. I don't know how that works on the back end, but we want to have that flexibility. So I'll go ahead and I'll hit add labor, and we'll see that now. You'll notice that it automatically defaults to 1 hour at $75 an hour. You can, however, start a timer here and add on to that, or you could put it in at 0 and just start from 0 if you want to do that. But most people have a flat rate of 1 hour of service work. And now what we need to do is, okay, we don't have the firearm in there. We kind of just did a little, phone call or something, and we need the customer to approve this work, the parts, the labor. Right up here at the top, you can go ahead and hit the send button, and it's going to ask you, how do you want to send this approval? Can we adjust the cost of the items in the work order, not just the customer cost? So currently, Dave, I don't have that. I can quite easily make the change for that. Otherwise, currently you have to hit edit and go into the item and change the cost there. So right now we just are changing the price of the selling point. I can add the cost field though. Let me just make a note. That won't be anything that's too hard to do. Cost field. A lot of times though too, Dave, and this would probably be a permission item, is you don't want your employees seeing the cost of your items. But once again, that comes down to what your business needs. So if we go ahead and send this request, you'll see here now that the status switches to pending approval, and it shows when it expires. Now, to see that, I'm just going to go ahead and copy this link, and I'll open a new tab here real quick. And let me share that. Just loading up for us here. So this is going to obviously allow you to send the approval via email. You can also send it via the request. And basically, it's just going to show who it was prepared for. I need to add more customer information there. Info, the item being service, the issue, the parts and the labor. And then it's going to show you the total and ask for your signature here at the bottom. So you can either draw that in there, type it in, which it automatically pre-populates with your type name. So now I can go ahead and hit approve work order. And you guys will then know back on the work order, it'll update to the approved status. Oh, I guess I got to switch my tab again. 1 second. All right, just refreshing the screen here. And I love hearing ideas and suggestions, guys, because that's how we're going to make this benefit you guys the most. And you can see right at the top, we have the approved on March 20th. By John Smith. You also would have noticed the little checkbox there, because maybe the customer's in front of you and they just want to say, yeah, it's approved. You can just hit check and approve it manually too. I don't want to stop anyone from doing work. And then you have this little icon here for the approval history. You can see it was sent. You can see it was approved by John Smith, the total amount, the parts and the labor, and you have a little PDF here you can click to download too. So pretty straightforward. But now once again, I want to pause, take a second, and kind of just talk about the check-in process. So, Joel, a big thing in the industry is when you have a firearm come in for gunsmithing, it has to hit your bound book if it sits in your hands for 24 hours. You know, you can't let it go. But maybe I'm just doing a cleaning and I'm going to get it done in 20 minutes and I don't need to acquire it. I'll get it right back out to the customer. So we added this feature called check-in. And what check-in allows you to do is it's going to allow you to actually check that product in and say, hey, I physically have this in my possession. I have 24 hours to acquire it into my bound book. If not, the system's going to warn you. It's going to show you, hey, you have this information. So if you want to throw my screen back up there to show you guys here, if I go ahead and hit check-in, you'll notice that this does not acquire it in the bound book. It just checks in and says there's 24 hours remaining. If I take a step back here and go back to the work orders page, you're going to see right here that this has been approved by the customer and it's been checked in. So some little things here up in the stats card, you can see I have 6 approvals, 1 pending. I have 2 firearm acquisitions. So if I click on that, it shows that I have 1 that has not been checked in, which is okay. I have 1 that is safe, which means I still have 24 hours to check it in. You get a warning at 12 hours. You get urgent within 4, and then overdue when it's overdue. So there's going to be filters in there, Joel, to help you guys realize, hey, I need to check this product in to my bound book, because you don't want to get dinged with anything or have, you know, the ATF walk in the next day and be like, okay, well, this has been here for how long? Why is it not in your book? So to go back into the work order now, the next step is, quite frankly, we need to acquire this one. So you go ahead and hit acquire. It'll pop up your bound book information and populate the first and last name, the address information, city, the required fields for acquiring from this customer. I can simply go ahead and hit acquire firearm. And now you're going to see that the bound book updates with the dispose, the view record button, so you can jump right to the bound book, and it shows that it's in stock. So which means it's in stock in your bound book. So great visual indicator there. Now, the next thing is, okay, I'm sorry, I haven't updated any of my statuses either. So we're just going to say this is in progress. We're working on it. Once again, that's just going to come down to your workflow. When do they change that to the status of in progress, when they're actually working on it? And you can set up, you know, any different statuses that you folks want. From here, so what's next? Well, we've completed the work. The customer's here to pick it up. We want to dispose this item back to them, and we want to collect payment. Well, you can go ahead and hit dispose here, and it's going to go ahead and pull up John Smith, the address, city information, and we can go ahead and hit dispose firearm. Well, now that updates the bound book record. If we looked at the bound book, we would see the acquisition and the disposition. And then finally, how are you collecting payment? So from here, you'll see the information. You can go ahead and hit create invoice, and what that does is that just creates a suspended sale in the system. Or you can go ahead and hit record payment. How are you taking the payment? I'm going to say cash. Now it defaults to the total amount. I'm just going to go ahead for demonstration purposes. I'm just going to say, well, actually, I disposed it, so they picked it up. I'm going to record the payment, and you can see that that's paid in full. So now if you printed off the work order at any of these steps, just to show you guys, you're going to see the information here for the work order, when it was created, when it was received. I did not switch the status to completed, so it never updated that. But you can print this at any time. So if maybe you took a partial payment, maybe you moved it to a different status, you can see the serial number information, what was reported. The status shows that I have returned this to the customer. The technician, who is IKKI for me, and then gunsmithing labor, and the description of the parts here too. And then at the bottom, you'll see your payment methods with your payments of cash and any notes. So pretty straightforward. And I want to be clear that this is just a template. you will have the option to format your own forms and receipts in the system. So Joel, I mean, that's a basic gunsmith, start to finish gunsmith process inside of the software. I know there are some other things that I really would like to show here, as far as what happened, what happens when I need to ship an item back to vendor? How does it, how do we dispose and acquire that, send it to the vendor, we get it back? Maybe they send us a replacement item. Maybe they just fix this and gave it back to us. So to kind of show you guys how that works, I'm just going to run through one here real fast and create a new work order. We'll use Jane here. And I'm going to throw a couple items on this too, so you can see. We'll go ahead and add. We'll say this is a non-firearm, and we'll say, I don't even know, backpack needs stitching. And we'll add that item. So you can see this is just a general item. You don't have any of the bound book settings. So let's go ahead and add a firearm back in now. So we'll say pistol. And I'm just going to make this up real quick. I know it's not going to be right. Benelli 2 caliber. And I know those are shotguns, right? So we'll go ahead and set it. And I'm just going to say break action. I know the caliber and stuff's not right. Don't crucify me, guys.
Dude, a shotgun is not a 22 short. Just so you
know. Dang. All right. So kind of back in here. So I wanted to show you when you guys add multiple items too, you'll be able to click between them and go back and forth. So each one will have its own diagnosis, its own technician notes, its own attachments. But to break that down even farther, when you go into parts, Joel, you can now go ahead and say, all right, I need to use this cleaning lubricant, and I'm assigning it to the Benelli. So you actually will have a breakdown of what parts and what labor what specific item it goes to. So when your customer looks at the invoice, it doesn't just see all these parts when they brought in 3 or 4 guns, and it doesn't know which part went to where, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, it will be broken down. Same thing with when you look on the invoices, it's going to break it out and show you what parts and what labor that you used on it. But what I really wanted to hit on here was what happens if I need to send this to the vendor? I can go ahead and acquire this again. We'll just do that real quick. You'll see the new ship to vendor option here right on the item. So, you may be repairing 4 items, but you need to send 1 out to the vendor. The other 3 you can do in-house. Go ahead, you hit the send to vendor button. It wants to know, what is this? Is this a repair? Is it an exchange? Is it a warranty? I'm going to just say I'm sending this back to the vendor for repair. And what vendor is it going to? I know it's not the right vendor. Glock. Did you get an RMA for this? We'll say the RMA is this. Now, I don't have Easy Post hooked up in here for the shipping yet. We still have to get that integration going, but you can go ahead and put what carrier and the tracking information. And you'll see here, firearm must be disposed in the bound book before shipping to vendor. We can go ahead and toggle that. That's going to show the vendor's information here that you're sending it back to. And we'll go ahead and hit send and dispose. So right here on your work order, folks, you'll easily be able to see, okay, I sent this to the vendor, a Glock. The carrier was FedEx. Here's the tracking number. Here's the RMA. You also could hit this little info button and you will see all that information too. Now, this firearm comes back from the vendor. Once again, very easy. You're going to go ahead and receive that. Oh, actually, I should probably show this. So you can see the bound book here. We'll go ahead and hit view record, and let me share that tab just so you guys can see on the back end how this is working. It should show an acquisition from Jane and a disposition to Glock, our Glock vendor. So here's the item information of that Benelli 22 under acquisition. We'll see that Jane from Testing Lane, Dubuque, Iowa brought that in, and under dispose, we'll see that it's going to Glock. The disposition date, that information is right there for you. So if we go back into service again, let me just switch the tab. From here now, this item comes back. So we're going to have to go ahead and receive that product back in. you'll notice here, it's telling us that the same item is being returned. If I go ahead and change that serial number, it knows it's a replacement item, which will require a new 4473 for that customer. So if we go ahead and we reacquire this into the bound book, we'll receive that item. You can see that the vendor returned it, it's back in stock, and now the record itself is going to have the acquisition coming back from the vendor. Now we can dispose it back to the customer. Does this mean you'll be able to split the work order into multiple transactions? The customer brings in 3 guns to are completed quickly while one is waiting for back order parts. Can we split the work order up, return the 2 guns that are completed, leave the absolutely. So that's the whole thing here, David, is you can dispose these individually. You do not have to dispose them all at one time. So I could dispose this Benelli, give it back to the customer, and I can go back into the invoice and payments and just collect a portion of that payment for that firearm if I want to, while the rest still sit here. And that will update your revenue too. It's going to show you, hey, you collected this amount. There's still an outstanding balance of this amount. But yes, that is part of the plan, David, is so you can get items in that are sitting there and out and not have to wait for the whole work order to be complete, or so you don't have to make 7 different work orders for 7 different items. But yes, exactly. So I could go ahead and dispose this. One thing I want to show you guys is, what if I don't know, Joel, what if you came in to pick this up? You were my brother or something like that. You're picking up this firearm for me. So if I went ahead and tried to dispose this, and let's say Joel came in, you'll see here, disposing to Joel Smith, different from Jane Smith, requires an improved 4473. So I can sit here and I can go, okay, that's who I wanted to go to. Create 4473. It's going to go ahead and generate a 4473 for Joel here. And you can see right back here on the bound book tab, now it's waiting for this 4473 to get into a completed state before you hit the dispose button. Benjamin, can work orders be merged after the fact? As of right now, I don't have well, I do have a merge utility. I guess I would need to know. So you did 7 work orders for 7 different guns. They're for the same person, but you want to merge them into one. I'd have to try that and see. There is a merge utility in there, but I haven't got that in depth with it. So let me make a note on that. Merge work orders. So I can take a look at that more in depth for us. So that, that's kind of the process there. So I wanted to, I get what you're saying. So basically they're picking up all their work orders. You want to pay for it all at one time. So how I would envision this working, Ben, is you have all these different work orders, but you can pull all them suspended sales into one transaction and pay it off at once. That's how I envision it. And I'll have to talk with the guys doing the sales side and make sure that's what we're looking at. And yeah, Tony's right. You can just continually add firearms to that work order. So if they come back in 3 days later, you can go ahead and add another item right to that work order. So you don't have to create a new one, since the disposition and everything is based off the individual item. If we go back here, I just want to show you another one that I did. Actually, I got to find the right one now. Let's see. I think it's this one. No. I had this one all prepared last night, Joel, and now I can't remember which one it was. 22.
Well, hopefully it's not another Glock going to Smith & Wesson to be repaired by the Benelli rep, who also is a gunsmith for Keltec.
Yeah, thanks. So here before my ignorance gets the best of me on everything, on this screen you can see I have multiple different items. So we have this Glock Gen 5 that's been disposed back to the customer. we have this Benelli fake item that I made up that could not go back to Sarah because it was denied. So basically, I don't think Sarah was the original one on this. Yeah, she was. But what happened was, if we hit new 4473, you can see you have the original work order customer, but you can see here previous 4473 times. So Sarah Johnson came in and got denied. Then Fred Johnson, her husband, came in and tried to pick it up and got denied. So you can instantly see, okay, these guys have been denied before. You could go ahead and, okay, Sarah's coming back in to try again. You could go ahead and use that, create 4473. Or if there is a new client there, someone picking it up, you can click that. Now, this other Bonds Arms firearm here, you can see that it was exchanged. So what it does is it disposes that item when you ship it back to the vendor. And when you receive the replacement item back in, it goes ahead and grays out the old one, shows that it's gone, disposed, and it's been replaced. And it adds the new one right here with the new 4473 record. So guys, I guess at the end of the day, I know a lot of this functionality did not exist in the old work order module. And we want to give you the option to basically do everything from one place. I mean, you shouldn't have to go out, create a 4473 somewhere else, come back into the work order module, jump to the sales module to take a payment. The big thing is you being able to control all of this from the work order itself. I might be getting ahead of you, but will you be showing service tags that we can attach to items? Benjamin, I'm not going to show that. That is definitely something that we desperately need. So when on that work order, when we hit a label, when we create a label button there, we need to print off, the work order barcode, the item, the customer information. That way you can just go ahead and stick that label on the firearm. That is something that is coming. That is one of the big things that I want there. So I'll make sure that gets added. I do not have that set up yet though. So this is, Joel, at the end of the day, this is the direction sorry, skipped a part, guys. I wanted to show everyone the analytics. So one more thing. So I know analytics reporting have always been a big thing for everyone. Under our analytics tab here in the request module, added some, I'm going to say basic, but it might not be basic to everyone. And I'm looking for suggestions on what people want to see as far as analytics there. So if we go down to our work order analytics, you can see you have your total revenue. So this is any payments that you've received, your total billed, which is your approved work order value. So this is basically your outstanding balance, and your total revenue should add up to your total billed. This is what customers still need to pay. Like I said, if someone comes in and picks up one gun and they pay you for half of it, that's gonna show in your revenue, and that's gonna deplete your outstanding balance. Then you have pending approval. This is the monetary value you have sitting there that the customer has not approved. So your cash flow that you could have coming in. So say you have 30 work orders in there waiting for customer approvals, and it's $10,000 worth of work. You can say, okay, hey, let's get on these customers. Let's get them to approve this work. That's $10,000 of cash that's going to come in. Then you have your average work order value, which mine is $72. Your profit margin, which I have no cost on any of my products in the system right now, so it's 100%, and your completion rate. Then you also will get a nice little breakdown down here on your different days of what you billed and what you collected. So you can easily see that. You can see your billed by category, so you can see what you've made in parts and what you've made in labor, and then you have your top selling revenue parts, your top two there. I only have 2 parts in it. I think it shows up to 10. I'd have to double check that. And then you have your revenue by technician, so you can quickly see what technician is getting their work orders done, collecting revenue, and then your turnaround time. I get these out pretty quick, in under a day. So you'll see that here. and outstanding balances. So anything that you have approved out there that customer still hasn't paid, you can see, okay, I have 3 work orders for $283 that have been sitting here between 0 and 30 days. Yeah, David, the old system for label printing, this is going to be completely new. You're not going to have to know zebra code and stuff like that. Also, any of the other analytics, since a work order is technically a request type, you can actually go through and use these too. You can see that I have 7 open, 8 created this period. You can see a heat map of the busiest time. So it looks like I took in 2 work orders yesterday at this time. I've taken in 2 work orders today at this time. So since they're a request, all the other analytics work for the work orders too. It could be, breakdowns. Well, I have 5 in estimate, I have 2 in progress, and 1 completed. So you guys will get very granular information if you want to use the other analytics. By employee, this is going to show me my IKKI here, 5 in estimate, 2 in progress, 1 completed. So if you had 50 employees in here, you would see all 50 of them with their work pipeline and the status that all their tickets are in. Life cycle. This is just going to tell me basically the life cycle, average ticket lifetime. Now, I didn't respond on any of these to the customer since they came in, so we're not going to have any calculation there. CSAT is your satisfaction, escalation, leaderboards, that kind of stuff. It just all ties together. And that's really what I have. I see there's a couple more questions from Ben. That and the printed labels for every sales item in the sales field. Is there a tracking for warranty repairs, i.e. what it costs us for warranty, labor, and parts? So currently, what I was doing there, Ben, was there's just a return type of warranty. Trying to think of how, let me make a note on that, because I think being able to see that warranty tracking would be good. I know a lot of people sell a warranty program from their store, which is really just the manufacturer's warranty. They just sell it to people. But I might have to get with you on that, Benjamin, and just see what you're thinking. It's just not clicking for me right now, and maybe I'm just a little tired. So I'll reach out to you and get some more clarification on that. All right. Any other questions out there from anyone? More like, I thought I fixed the issue, but didn't. So the customer brings it back in. Hey, Ben, I'm going to just shoot you my email out here. Just go ahead and shoot me what you're thinking. And the, wrong one. That's going to go nowhere. That's not even my Gmail address.
That's going to go where the Benelli 2 is at Glock's headquarters with Beretta Gunsmith.
Thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's good. That Gmail one will end up in no man's land, just so you know. Yeah. Oh.
That's not a bug, but a feature.
What do you think, Joel? I mean, I don't know if you've seen the old.
Here's what I think. When you think about work orders and how people have been doing this, and I'm assuming that most people are still using pen and paper, forms, stuff like that. It's not a small thing to take that entire process out of a head, right? Mm-hmm. And then shotgun it out there to give you like a 40,000 foot view of all those metrics. That's what I'm most excited about. And the fact that, hey, if you've got a gunsmith that's working on commission or whatever, right? It'd be good for them to be able to see, hey man, how much do I have in the pipeline here? I need to kick my production up a little bit. Go ahead.
And the best part is too, you don't have to wait until the customer has paid to see that. I know I've I've had a lot of questions in the past because these guys still do the work. I mean, it's been approved. They do the work. They need to get paid even if the customer hasn't paid. So you're seeing that based off of what's approved. And then you actually have, okay, what has been collected from the customer. So you are getting a good understanding of the labor time and amount that each tech has put in for the date range you run. So you can, cross-reference that.
Right. Yeah. I'm excited with all the different metrics, your analytics, being able to bring all that stuff together, because a lot of times I know that there may be 2 or 3 gunsmiths back there, right? And everybody's thinking differently. You got so many thoughts and projects all, scattered, to be able to go into a system like this and get a really good view of what we're working on. I like the fact that you're tying labor and products to an actual like firearm or your backpack getting stitched, or that's really powerful to be able to, for the customer to be able to look and see what he's got on his gun now, right? I think that's really powerful,
maybe they come back and they're like, oh, I don't know what part goes with what. I have a list of 16 parts, but it can be, I mean, the gun techs, the repair techs are going to know, but the customer like me is stupid.
Yeah.
We're ignorant of that.
Same here, man. I would love to know like what part went on my guns. If I gave you 5 guns and you did a bunch of work on them, and there's 50 parts, I want to know. I want to see I want to go look at the shiny new part, man.
Yeah. Where'd my money go?
Where'd my money
just
go?
so everyone knows too. I mean, this is going to be something, the plan is, think of a Domino's pizza tracker. This is going to tie to the customer portal. They're going to be able to see what status they're in, if they're still waiting for parts, that at the end of the day, we're going to give your customers the tools where they can check themselves and not inundate you with phone calls. I know I've heard people say, yeah, this guy calls me every day wanting to know if I got this trigger job done. So you'll be able to use the solutions to your benefit too, and, decrease the busy work on your side.
That's freaking awesome. So your customers are going to know when you put their Glock in the oven.
Yep. Yeah.
That is really cool, man. I like how you put that, because that makes total sense. Because I know there's a lot of people out there like me that know what a Domino's pizza tracker looks like.
Yeah. Yep. So Ben, so you can, just like a request, you can send a message and it goes to the chat widget or the customer portal right there on the work order. And also SMS. So once the SMS notifications are linked up in the whole system, you'll be able to send an email and an SMS update, whether it be if you want it when it switches to a certain status, they get this text, etc. That will all be included in that process.
And they'll be able to message back and forth within the system, correct?
Yeah. So just to show you, if you want to throw my screen back up there. So when you're on a work order, just like our regular customer service request, you can already do that. Do I get the right? It's loading here. 1 second. So right here on the request itself, you can click right in the messaging and message right back and forth, just like you do with our support team. So it will go to your chat widget. It will go to your customer portal. Full on texting, I think that's something we could do too. So ability to text. So I'll go ahead and I think that's a great idea, just to have a live conversation text right there too. If we can facilitate that, that'll be huge on that too.
Huge.
Which I don't think it'd be hard to do once we get the SMS texting hooked up. I think, I think we could do that for you guys.
Right. And Benjamin, I'm pretty sure Okey will be reaching out if you guys do primarily gunsmith. That'd be a really good resource, Okey.
Absolutely. And that's what who I want to hear from. I know everyone, not everyone does gunsmithing, and especially if that's your primary avenue of business, you're going to be able to educate me on what's going to work best.
Right.
So no, I think Ben, I think we set up some time and we we chat it out and see what can be improved. Just like with a couple of other clients that I need to get this in their hands so they can tell me, hey, this sucks or this is great.
Right.
At the end of the day, what works for, what I think works may not be the best in the real life application. And I want to hear from the experts too. So,
right. That's cool. So,
Excellent.
Okey, what's coming up? What are we going to be covering next?
Oh man, for my next one, I really don't know yet. I would say I want to show like the work order tracker and that stuff when I get that all set up. So
Okay.
basically next for me, guys, is I'm going to get some bug fixes out for some of the stuff that I have that have been low priority for me, and then get to work on the portal side, basically diving into the portal side more for the gunsmithing.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Do we have anything else today? Does anyone have questions? Or, I mean, you have Okey here for another 3 hours. So,
Oh, hey, I have a hard stop today. I got to pick the kids up from school.
wait, are they on payroll?
Ezra, sorry, it's only 1 hour. I'm sorry.
No, that was it was action packed, man.
Good. I think there's a lot of great features in there just based off of what we've included that we didn't have before, honestly.
Right.
Now I know it's going to be a little bit of change for some of the teams, and I want to make it as efficient as possible, but that's why I made kind of the flow in tabs. You take the items and you add the parts, you add the labor, you send the approval, and then you do the work. Okay, Dave.
Yeah, and make sure you have David's
Add Liberty Tree.
Yeah, because whoever out there is doing lots of gunsmithing, you're like a wealth of knowledge that is just going to make all this better for you. So we would love to talk.
Yeah, and Dave, I can definitely get with you too. All right, I have screenshot. Let me screenshot.
I was about to, but
I can't just double click and copy and paste it.
Van Gogh left his too.
Hey, anyone that has any support questions, there's your email.
That's awesome. Thank you, Van Gogh. You're about to get inundated with emails. Hey, Okey, do you have Van Gogh's phone number? Maybe we could throw that up too. Hey, Charisma, no question, but a huge thank you to all of these updates and time spent to create these improvements. Charisma,
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, and I'm glad you joined us today. Tell Walter I said hi.
It's great. It's great, Joel, when we have customers. I know, it's hard being in the software world because you want to make improvements. You want to have, a better product. You have to still, think about the legacy software and keeping that running so people can stay up and going. And it's a lot of work. So we like to hear the thanks, and, we're doing our best or trying our hardest over here, and we'll keep bringing you guys new improvements.
Absolutely. Hey, Walter. Yeah. And it's because of customers like Charisma and Walter. You guys have been a big help. Benjamin, David, Dave, all of you guys interacting with us like this. You have no idea how valuable we see that. And we are so appreciative of you guys being a part of the Coreware family. Obviously, we're not here to make things worse. We are absolutely here to make you guys explosively grow your business. And we're so excited about all the new things coming out. And Okey, despite his face right now, he's excited as well.
Sorry.
No, you're good, man.
I was just like, when am I going to ever sleep?
Hey, you don't need sleep. Sleep. What's Ezra say? Sleeps for the week. There you go. All right. Do we have anything else?
No, and just so you guys know, Dave, both Daves, Dave Hodges, Dave at Tree of Liberty, and Ben, I will shoot you guys a message here, and let's set up some time next week and kind of chat. Dave Hodges, I'll give you a call here real quick because I know you have a couple questions. Okay. Oh, I like this jam.
I fired us up at the beginning. Now I'm bringing us down for a nice soft landing. And I'm so thankful that you guys joined us today. Again, this stuff fires me up, and I know Okey is living and breathing this stuff right now. So he has got one focus, and that focus is just to make you guys as successful as possible using our tools. And we're so thankful that you guys join us. And we know your time's valuable. That's really the most valuable thing we have is time. And we're thankful again that you guys joined us. Any closing words, Okey? Any wisdom?
Any wisdom? I don't enjoy the weekend.
It is Friday, everyone. It's Friday.
Yeah.
So what you can do,
5747, whatever. Thanks for stopping in, buddy.
Absolutely. And you guys maybe go do a Domino's order this weekend and look to see what our work order.
That's called? That's trademark. You can't use the Domino's pizza tracker. Like,
we'll just change the colors. Hey, it'll be a rifle, and the rifle's getting filled, right? Or a magazine. Yes. Rounds in a magazine. Yeah. Hey, it's a 30-round mag. We're 15 in right now. I think it'd be great.
Absolutely.
Guys, thank you so much. We'll see you in the next one.
I saw a milkshake levitate at the edge of the Ethernet.
At the edge of the Ethernet.
Coreware. Where moonwalk. Then the lights blink 12. Forever. Zigzag when the neon zigzag core. Eyes wide open. You ain't got style. Never broken. Slide the code in a jazz up flare. 1-2 punch from Coreware.
Thank you guys. See you in the next one.